It might have been close to 20 years ago that we had a chaplain conference convention back where Martin Luther King was born, where he preached. And Monday is Martin Luther King Day, isn't it? Well, I remember we had this. We got there a little early, uh, and and so I think it was Chaplain Mandy that said, "John, why don't we go see where Martin Luther King was born and walk where he walked, and we'll see where his church was?" And I go, "Yeah," and we did, and we went walked around. It was really awesome just walking where Martin Luther King was. And we saw a house where he's born, and part of the house has been kind of changed into a souvenir place where you can go in and get souvenirs. So I walked around and I saw you could buy the sheet that the I Had a Dream speech. And I bought one, but I don't know what I did with it. But I had it printed out. But I read it there in that gift place. I didn't know I was reading it out loud and people were standing around. And when I got done reading it, very emotional, my reading it. For me, this old black guy who was running the gift shop, he came up to me and said, "Son," I was younger then. He says, "Son, Martin would have been proud the way you've read that." I said, "You knew Martin Luther King?" He says, "I walked with Martin Luther King. I knew Martin Luther King, and he'd be proud the way you read it." So I want to read it again to you, the I Had a Dream speech. You can Google it and hear Martin Luther King Jr.'s, but let me read it to you right now because it means something to me when I read this. I still have a dream. It's a dream rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day in the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even in the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that one day my four children will live in a nation where they'll not be judged by the color of skin, but by their character. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious, racist governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, that one day, right down in Alabama, little black boys, little black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and little white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be engulfed, every hill shall be exalted, every mountain shall be made low, and the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall reveal to all flesh together. This is our hope. This is the faith I'll go back to the South with, the faith that will be able to hew out the mountains of despair, this a stone of hope. With this faith, we'll be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we'll be able to work together, pray together, struggle together, go to jail together, climb up for the freedom together, knowing that someday we'll be free, free indeed. This will be the day when all God's children will be able to sing new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrims cried. From every mountain, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring from the hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the down heightening Allegheny of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped mountains of the Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from the Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from every hill, every molehill of Mississippi, and every mountainside. When we let freedom ring, when we let it ring from every tenant, every hamlet, every state, every city, we'll be able to speed up the day when all God's children, black men, white men, Jews, Gentiles, Protestant, Catholic, we're able to join hands and sing the words of that old spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank Almighty, we're free at last.